Hello everyone, KermMartian here, back with Train Simulator 2021. The year that will hopefully not be the year that never was like last year. This is KermMartian Live number 43, and this is episode 5 of my Train Simulator 2021 series. It is February of 2021 if you're watching this later, and I am glad to be playing trains once again. Thank you all for joining. As always, it's always very so much more enjoyable for me when I have you all here to join in, chime in, and of course cause as much chaos as possible. So we're in the UK. Good evening, driver. The weather isn't helping us out tonight. In this class 455, you'll be on a passenger service from London Waterloo to Guildford, making several stops along the way. Keep an eye on those signals as a service has been placed in front of you. Please allow passengers to board here before departing. So let's see. So we'll open our doors, put ourselves in forward, kill the AWS, reduce our brakes just a little bit, and watch our train. So, this is a Southwest Trains, class 455. Get my headlights on. We want some nice bright headlights. There we go. And I know where my windshield wipers are. So, let's enable them. Windscreen wipers. Very good. They'll go squeak, squeak, squeak. Thanks, Michael. Thanks indeed for joining us at work. Oh no! A 3-car pileup? Or was it even more than 3 cars? You gotta leave that distance, man. London's Waterloo Station. It looks very quiet at Waterloo today. I don't see a lot of people around. I would certainly be here to take some snowy trains. I love taking trains in the snow. It's so peaceful. So, on our second run through here, just did a little quick test. We know that this train is very good at starting and not as good at stopping. What about you, Michael? Anything new and exciting happening in life? That sounds fairly chaotic. I'm sorry you went through that. The greater game. Hey, TI Freak, I figured you would not be able to join because it is a Saturday, but I'm glad you are here anyway. Is this because you got off work early, or you're just on your lunch break right now? Alright, timeliness bonus, plus 72. So let's release our brakes and get ourselves going. I'm just going to notch one it. And, whoa, see, this thing takes off. Really takes off. We only have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we have an 8-car train. I'm surprised an 8-car train can move like that. And we know we're going to run into some signals. We're going up a little bit of a slope now, so we're just barely keeping speed. Oh, that's right. I feel like I should have known that. Hooray. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully you are going to do some relaxing and even some streams of your own today. Do we have a red signal ahead? We do. Is it going to clear by the time we get there? Probably not. So I'll put on a little brake. What's on your streaming agenda for today, TI Freak, if anything? Halo, nice, nice. I have hopped into fewer of your... Oh, let's not go all the way to notch 4. Fewer of your Halo streams than I would like to. But the one I did join, I enjoyed what is happening very much. I definitely encourage you to check out TI Freak streams if you haven't already. I like just kind of having them on in the background while I am working or doing other things, just as I used to do with train streams from other people. I find they're a nice little accompaniment to, you know, have some human interest in your life without having to commit your entire brain, if you don't mind me saying, TI Freak. Although you certainly can if you want. Very nice, Michael. That is similar to my experience. It took until my adult life for me to actually get to ride Amtrak trains across the country, although I did lots of riding up and down the Northeast corridor from a very young age, and I certainly love my Amtrak trains. I have not traveled as much taking other countries' long-distance trains, but I very much would like to. Very much would like that. It's in the plans, starting with the UK trains like this one. Post-pandemic, there will be many real British trains in my future. So, be forewarned. You'll probably have to put up with tons of videos, photos, etc. being on my YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. There will just be British trains everywhere. Double bacon cheeseburger and fried mushrooms. That sounds super good. I am envious. I am envious for sure. Let's see, based on my past experiences, we're going to stop here for a moment. This is where I first figured out the windshield wipers. And then we'll get to go in a moment. There's another train in front of us, as the informational little dialogue told us. So we're just stopping so we don't crash into the back of it. We don't want to be like Pie Man. I mean, what? I'm not calling you out like that. Why would you say that? I would never do such a thing. Early afternoon, so I have a nice cup of coffee to keep me company. Well, it was an early start for a Saturday for me. Did not like starting my day that early. I don't know how you do it every day, TI Freak. Early in the morning is not my motto. Hello, train. Fellow class 455. And our next challenge is going to be to not overshoot the station. That is what we're going to do. Not overshoot the station. So one of the challenges I noticed is, I don't know if it's this train or something with the controls. You have to hold down the keys for the brake to make the brake actually engage, and then it engages very quickly. It has like a hesitation to start engaging. Sorry, Pie Man. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. See, I'm hitting engage, and there we go. It slipped into graduated self-lap. Two notches of brake. We have 8 cars, so we'll try to stop at the 8-car marker at the end of the platform there. Release a little bit more, a little bit further, a little bit further. We have a few seconds to stop here. I want to try to keep to the timetable too, you know, all the excitement. There's where we're supposed to stop, right at the end of the platform. Let's see how we can do. A little bit short, but all the cars are on. So let's open those doors. Ladies and gentlemen, this station is Vauxhall. Vauxhall. This is a Guildford service, stopping various random places along the way that you probably know better than me, so hop on. 6 a.m. 6 a.m. How do you do it, dude? I don't understand. That's cruel. Alright, we got our timeliness bonus. Doors are closed. Off we go. Starting at a double yellow. Now, if you recall, we go from... wait. Green, yeah, green, double yellow, single yellow, red. That is the progression. That's a tall skyscraper right there. Let's not accelerate too fast. We did get a green, so we know that the next signal is going to be an amber. Hello, I'd like to live there. Be in that little corner apartment there and watch the trains all day. That would be nice. I agree with Rokalox, TI Freak. Is that... I think we have a green. I think the leftmost signal on that gantry is ours. I sure hope so. Next station stop is Clapton Junction. Our ETA there is early. Alright. We got a little ding from the AWS, so we don't have to worry about signals. That is good. We can speed up a little then. Though we don't want to get too carried away in the snow. As I said, this is the hardest type of scenario. It got 4 little pips out of 4. So that's going to make our lives challenging. I'm sure there will be plenty of complications along the way, but we will do our best. So what else? Tell me more about life, people. I want to hear what's happening in the lives of the... I don't know, I usually call y'all Chemitechians as a group noun, but some of you are not Chemitechians. Some of you are just people who are here for the trains, and I'm glad. I've said this in many past videos. It's weird. Weird's not the right word. It's interesting that my viewers are a mix of train people, calculator people, and just friends. Hopefully a little for everyone, a little something for everyone. But you know, I do try to keep it interesting, whether you're super into trains or not. I'd say most of my YouTube subscribers are my subscribers because they care about calculators, because they've seen my calculator videos, my tutorials, and so on, and that's why they come back for more. Hopefully I can drag them into loving trains as well. Seven of you on right now. Thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna throttle down because I see we have a yellow. Put on one notch of brake. Bleed off my speed a little bit. It is a snowy day out there. Very snowy day. Alright, I'll release that brake. I've just stuck my head out the left side window of my train. That's what's happening right now. Go back into the cab. It's a little snowy to get stick my head out the window. Double yellow, so we're clear to continue. We're going to be a few seconds late to Clapham Junction, so I'll speed myself up again. I thought I was the android created by Mirthsoft, the lifelike robot. So peaceful riding along in the snow. I do like it. Probably less relaxing for the operator, the driver, than for a passenger, I'd imagine. Less visibility, slippy rails, etc. We're going to be... Oh, nope. Now we're scheduled to be on time. Are you programmable in TI Basic, TI Freak? That is the question. Also, my frame rate is really suffering. There's so many tracks here. Probably so many trains. Poor train simulator. I tried so hard, and it got so far. But, you know, honestly, in the end, it really didn't even matter. Here's Clapham Junction. Let's get our speed down. Notch 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Clapton Junction. If this is your destination, please gather your belongings and get ready to alight. Peter says there's a yellow at the end of the platform. Full service. Can we stop in the snow with full service brakes? Yes. Yes, we can. That's quite good. I'm proud of that. We're here 10 seconds late. Hopefully we don't get too much of a penalty for that. Hello, the last millennial. Good of you to join. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the trains. Ha! That is awesome. You are my role model, Michael. I think the majority of my friends from Chemitech that I've known for a long time, doors are closed, off we go, got into some kind of technical field, at least partially as a result of loving calculators and learning to play with them. Earlsfield, platform 3, next stop in 1 2/3 miles as we depart Clapham Junction. 10 p.m. at night, snow, dark, quiet. That is our aesthetic today. No, not a 5,000 point penalty. I already restarted to try to do a good job. I'm clawing my points. I need the points, TF Freak. You can't take them away from me. Do not do that. I'll be sad. There's Earlsfield. I'm going well under the speed limit because with this other train in front of me, I do not want to rear-end it. Hello, train. I blow my horn at you. Hopefully don't give me a penalty for improper horn usage. Yeah, that's particularly bad. Not only am I sounding my horn at an inappropriate time, I'm doing so at night, which is a no-no. I found that to be a weird thing of British trains, that they have rules that at night they're supposed to not use their horns approaching grade crossings in certain cases, which is very strange to my American sensibilities, where you always have to sound your horn for grade crossings or you get in big trouble no matter what the circumstances, to the point where people complain about trains making lots of noise, but we'd rather our train operators not get sued because they hit someone because they didn't make a noise. But also people are dumb. I don't know if you've noticed. You cannot outrun a train. Do not do it. Do not. Trains are bigger, heavier, and don't stop as quickly as you do. Alright, heading up to Earlsfield now. As you can see, I'm being careful of my speed. It is definitely time to start slowing down for the station, especially in the snow. But we are clear through the end of the platform. Entering at a nice sedate 34 miles an hour. One notch of brakes. So I'm liking the AWS here. That's that little yellow sunflower thing that keeps appearing. The sound it makes is a bit delayed. Normally it starts beeping as soon as it appears, I think, in these scenarios. On these trains, I should say. But here it appears to be... Yeah, that'll work. Waiting a few seconds to actually make a noise so I can see it and cancel it before it makes an annoying beep at me. I don't know if that's good or bad. The downside of that is maybe you get too used to just canceling it as an operator and not actually registering. You know, you just do it automatically after a while. Screenshot. Screenshot. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us today. High visibility jacket. Is that an intentional Top Gear joke, or does it just seem that way? You need a clipboard, too. Screenshot. Hello, train. How is Guildford? Alright, we're heading to Wimbledon. Let's release those brakes, but actually press the correct keys for it. And get going. I feel like announcing the fact that I'm leaving. A ghost! He was a ghost. Fun fact, everybody who rides train simulator trains is actually a ghost. True story. More coffee. Coffee is the lifeblood. I cannot see what signal we have ahead, so I'm gonna full throttle. Clearly that's the right choice. Excellent. I'm very happy. I'm proud of you, the last millennial, and I'm happy to have spotted that. Today is not the day in Train Simulator, unfortunately, for speed and power. Even though I wish it was. See, I was able to cancel that AWS alert without it making an obnoxious noise. Oh, that's a bright light. 47 miles an hour in a 60. Double yellow. I think I see the single yellow ahead, which means we're not necessarily cleared into the platform, which means I'm not going to get carried away here. Point at the signal. Ooh, that track is going up. I wonder where it's going. Wimbledon platform 8. It's a lot of platforms. AWS, clear it. That is a single yellow, so let's put some brakes on. That signal in half a mile might be a red. That is what that is telling us. May or may not, but we need to be prepared to stop. What have you all been playing other than TI Freak playing Halo? Have you guys, you folks, been playing any interesting games of late? Minecraft, of course. I see some of you on Minecraft. I don't know if any of you... Rokalox, you were playing Minecraft, weren't you? Is that red for us? I think it is. Let's stop. Or is... Ah, these signals are confusing. No, that red is not for us. The double yellow is for us. Mega Man, that's right. That's right. I forgot you were doing Mega Man. That's a good thing to do. Put on some brakes because we are entering the platform. Oh, not full service though. Notch 2. Ladies and gentlemen and folks of all persuasions, this is Wimbledon. Wimbledon is this stop. If Wimbledon is your destination, this is where you should be getting off the train. This is also where the frame rate will be getting off the train as well. Full service, please. S car stop. S means this is where all the trains stop. Ooh, that was a nice stop. I'm proud of that stop. Doors are open. We are here late, apparently. I'm confused. It looks like we're a little bit behind schedule, but that is all right. Hello, other train. I think. Yes, yes. Couldn't see the other train over there. Oh, jeez. Relax, dude. That was not a dining car stop. That was a screeching wheel stop. Easy there. Release the brakes. Off we go. We have places to be. We're running late. Looks like we're now 33 seconds behind schedule. Let's try to make some of that up. We're departing on a green, so the next signal cannot be a red. So let's go. This is where we use speed. Speed and power. Power and speed. Ultimate Doom. Nice. Oh man, Doom 95. That was my jam back in the day. Not you know, way back in the day when it first came out, but when I was in high school, at least one of my friends and I, possibly others, got super into playing Doom. It was great fun. Great, great fun. Now we're moving. We've got greens. We've got a 60-mile-an-hour zone. This is where we make up our time. Yep, look at that ETA coming down. Beautiful. Now we're getting out into the countryside. We're not really. We're in the suburbs. We are in the suburbs. The bane of my existence. It's alright. I can't hate on the suburbs too much. Some people I like and respect live in the suburbs. By the way, I don't have my resident living British pronunciation guide, Rosemary, here today. She popped in at the beginning to say she could not join us. So my apologies, as always, for any names that I butcher. If you're watching this later and you would like to critique my pronunciations, please do so in the comments, and I will be happy to accept your critiques. I certainly know that I make plenty of mistakes. Whee, that's an interesting platform. Hanging my head out the side of the train again. It's so quiet. Wow. It's probably even quieter for you because I adjusted the audio so the train doesn't overwhelm my voice, but even through my headphones, this is very quiet. What if I hang my head up the other side? Nope, still quiet. Ooh, another train. I blew my horn at it, but you couldn't hear. The audio in this game is slightly strange sometimes. Got another ding. What is that ahead? I don't think that's for us, but it might be. Oh yeah, now our ETA is on time. That's an 80-mile-an-hour limit. Hell yes. Ha! I'm really amused that you played it on the Inspire first. That's amazing. TI Freak, what's a real comic panel? And are you referring to Comic Idiot here? The self-named Comic Idiot, lest it sound like I'm insulting somebody. That's his username, Comic Idiot. I see, so we're just chasing the lights. If you see, this one is green, the one ahead of us is yellow, and they've been clearing as we approach. We're now entering an 80-mile-an-hour zone. Even better, but if this doesn't... Oh, yep, there goes it, clear to green. So we are chasing another train, but we're far enough back that we're not in imminent danger of running through a red light. A SPAD. Signal passed at danger. Danger being the technical name for the aspect, the message that a red aspect shows. There's a difference, there's a semantic difference in railroading between the color of the signal and the meaning of the signal. Like a red signal is red, but it is a danger signal. Here is a yellow, amber. Will it clear? Will it clear? Nope, it won't. So we're going to throttle down. Double amber, I should say. The next one's going to be an amber. So we might have a red in 0.8 miles. I don't know if I have links disabled. That would be news to me if I do. Surbiton, platform 3 in 1 mile. Single yellow, so it's definitely time to decelerate. Notch 2. I don't know why I would have links disabled. I haven't particularly had a problem with people abusing links. This repeater says the next signal is red, so this little thing to the left here is a repeater. You see it has this black horizontal bar inside a white field, and that's like a semaphore, and a horizontal semaphore means stop. And you can see that that next signal that we're pulling up to is indeed a stop signal, a danger signal. The purpose of those repeaters is if the actual signal is hidden around the corner, it gives you a warning of what it's going to be before you get there. Uh-oh, am I going to stop in time? Oof. That was a little dicey. I forgot how slippery the rails are, and I left myself a little too little space to stop. But luckily the signal cleared in time. Oh, the custom case that Noah K is making. I think it's super cool. I love the idea of kind of rethinking form factors of electronics. I actually had a project to make a sliding case TI calculator at one point. I never, really followed. I have lots of parts somewhere, and I did a little bit of experimenting, but at the time, I didn't really have the fabrication skills necessary to make it a reality. Sliding case like one of the old cell phones that you slid the keyboard out from the bottom, and you could then snap it closed so it was just a screen. So, kind of thinking about making a more horizontal form factor for a TI-8X calculator is very much in my interests. You may have seen in the topic about this calculator that I am one of the people who asked for a kit. So I will very much want to build it myself. I was just saying shortly before the stream, doors open, that I need to find an old or broken TI-84 Plus CE to use as the innards of it. And as you know, I've long had like my ultimate calculator projects and custom calculator projects in the TI-87, most of which I'm ashamed to say I haven't really had the time to quite finish. But one day. The wooden TI-82. I found my. Oh yes, that's something I did recently. There we go. I worked. I reorganized my calculator collection. I recently moved and had an opportunity to recatalog, resort, reevaluate my collection. I wrote down which calculators have newly developed LCD failure or some other type of failure since the last time I investigated my collection. Kind of reminded myself of all the things that I have. I forgot about the TI-82 Plus that I made, which is a TI-82 case, TI-82 keys, a TI-83 Plus mainboard, and a TI-82 LCD. So, the blue rather than greenish of the TI-82 LCD with the innards, including a link port of a TI-83 Plus. And why that was interesting was I had to actually cut off like half an inch of the bottom of the PCB in the TI-83 Plus's mainboard and rearrange it to get the link port to actually fit, because the mainboard on the 82 is a little bit shorter than the mainboard than the 83 on the 83 Plus. So that was an interesting project. I did move. If you saw me on video chat, if I was doing a live video chat, you wouldn't be able to tell because I've set up at least the things you can see from where my computer is exactly the same. I have my 5-monitor desktop all set up as you all are used to, which will one day appear, I swear, on a train stream. I know I've said this so many times, but it will appear. I guarantee it. Time starts slowing down. The other thing I discovered, I forgot I had the Orbit Research talking TI-84 Plus for the blind. And it was pointed out to me correctly that I don't really make good use of it. It's a cool thing to have in my collection, but it could be going to somebody who could actually use it. So I will be donating that part of my collection to an organization in New York that provides support and technology for blind and visually impaired peoples. So, it'll be sad to be missing that one interesting piece from my collection, but I'm glad it'll be going to a good cause. I know. So, many of you, not only, a number of you, Mr. Womp Womp, Pieman, who else? Geek Boy, but he's not here, have been to my old apartment in real life. I think some of you also came to my apartment in Blockland, didn't you, in TBM? Because I made a Blockland, TBM, TBG, all that good stuff. Excuse me, my brain just stopped working. Map world of my apartment so this game, if you're not familiar with it, called Blockland, and then the better mod. Basically, you're a little Lego character building little Lego creations. And I made a 3D model of my room to, be a map for this game. Ooh, I'm not managing my brake wall. Let me stop talking and pay attention to the brakes. I'm fanning them, which is a no-no. We're actually a little bit... We were about to be early to the station, not anymore. Full service. Let's stop, let's stop, let's stop. Why are we not stopping? Full service. Come on. No! No! I missed the first door. That's unfortunate. That's alright, I don't get a penalty for that. Just a personal penalty of being disappointed. Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, but, my new apartment does not exist as a 3D model anywhere. Well, that's not true. I did start making a SketchUp model of it on my computer so I could start fitting in furniture and seeing how everything would fit together. So I may turn this into an actual map for, maybe for Blockland, maybe for other things. We'll see. No promises, but I may turn it into a useful map that you can actually explore in some sort of a game. To be determined. And if Maker Faire ever happens again, I'm not holding my breath, but if it ever happens again, I even have a guest room here, a proper guest room. So, if you all come to help me out at Maker Faire, help us out, not help me out, it's not my thing. If we all are ever Chematech at a Maker Faire again, come on, train. I'm not chewing you. There we go. Then there will be a place for you to stay, a proper place for you to stay, not just sleeping underneath my bed. Maker Faire Rochester. Wait, are you in Rochester, New York, Womp? Or something? I thought you were in Canada. Did you move when I wasn't paying attention? Wait, Rokalox doesn't know about my 5 monitors? Also, the last millennial, tell me more about how an Edison fits into this project. Or are you talking about a different project than Noah's? It sounded like you were talking about making your own calculator or modified calculator in some way. So if you're talking about something different than Rokalox's, you'll have to elaborate. Hersham Platform 2 is our next stop. I haven't been calling out the stops, I've just been making them. Hopefully you do not mind. You're still in Montreal. Well, Montreal's not bad. I mean, given that Geopipe has an office in Burlington, Vermont, and a large part of my life plan involves spending more time in Vermont, that's actually fairly ideal. I mean, clearly what we should do is just start a Montreal or Vermont Maker Faire. Single yellow, we're cleared through the platform. I don't know why there isn't a signal at the end of the platform, it's kind of weird. Alright, now it's time to start stopping because as we've seen, the brakes on this are not ideal. Hello, train. 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. Stopping too fast. Go down to notch 1. So much of getting used to a new train in Train Simulator is just understanding its going and stopping behavior, which, to be honest, is what I've discovered for the real-life trolleys and trains that I've operated too, that so much of getting to know each of them properly. Oh, that's a good stop. Oh, heck yes. That makes up for overshooting the last station. That is... Oh, hold on. That is perfect. Oh, yeah. That is an S-car stop right there. That I'm proud of. So much of it is getting used to what the going and stopping behaviors, the braking profile of a particular train is. Otherwise, the controls are fairly similar. Woo, 100 messages. Thanks, Restreamio. Alright, doors are closed. Off we go. Next stop is Walton-on-Thames, platform 2, in 1.13 miles. So we're definitely doing a slow service today, a stopping service. A local, if you're American. You should absolutely visit Pie Man. You should totally visit. Oh man, the last few days I've really been feeling the lack of travel in the before times, before the pandemic. You know, I would travel a great deal for work, for visiting people, and, you know, flying about, taking trains about, taking buses about. I really, really miss it. I have that itch to travel, and I can't wait to scratch that itch once we are past the pandemic. Speaking of which, I hope you all are doing well. Hope you and your families are staying safe as the vaccines start to roll out. I hope y'all and your loved ones have access as soon as possible, and that we don't have too many new strains that appear that aren't covered by the existing vaccines. That is definitely one of my primary concerns right now, that it's just going to keep evolving enough to elude the current vaccines, and we'll have to keep going back into lockdowns. We will see. We will see. Cleared through the platform. Oh, nope, not emergency. Damn it. Ah! Lost a point. That's super frustrating. If I got 999 because my keyboard overshot and put me into emergency, I am going to be displeased. Train simulator. You are never not fun. What are you 3D printing, iPhoenix? Thank you for joining, despite having some 3D printing going on. 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. They all stop here. Doors are open, ladies and gentlemen. This is Walton-on-Thames. Walton. Vermonters and British people, what they have in common is they don't say their T's. Walton. Walton-on-Thames. Well, the T in Thames is a cheat. Thanks for joining, iPhoenix. I know I just said that. I'm repeating it. Yes. Agreed, Michael. Agreed. You do at least get a little bit of that sense of getting to go somewhere other than sitting in your house. Very, very masked. I took the New York City subway yesterday for the first time in just about a year. It was a stressful experience, especially it was a round trip, so the first half of the round trip was way more crowded than I was comfortable with and was very stressful. But it was weird to take a subway again. It's been so long. I have taken some trains. I continue to go to my local train and trolley museum to do some volunteering, a little bit less between pandemic and work. It's been a little bit more of a challenge. So I've taken a few Amtrak trains back and forth, and they've been very good from what I've seen about masks and separation and precautions. But taking the subway again was definitely a weird thing. You go to in-person classes. I know so many schools. My company has some interns, some co-op students who are back to basically entirely in-person classes this semester, and I'm very surprised. You know, I'm surprised. A wide assortment of sounds that your printer should not be making. That's another thing. I need to rescue my 3D printer. It's currently in storage somewhere, and bring it to my new apartment where I actually have space to set it up so I can do some 3D printing. Come on. There we go. Let's see, I think we have a yellow ahead, which is fortunate, so I'm going to stop putting my brakes on and keep going. What I can do here that a real train driver can't do is zoom in to double check. Oh, This is exciting. Yep, that repeater says we are okay to go. Well, you do most of your work when you're the only one there, right, Pyman? Or do you work side by side with other people? And I'd imagine that even if you are working with other people, that most of it, you know, if you don't mind me saying that you're an electrician, you know, hopefully that isn't giving away personal information. You know, you don't have to work exactly in the same room as somebody else while you're doing your thing. Come on. I flubbed that stop just a little bit. Put on too much brake too early. It's not crowded like it was before, Michael. Unfortunately, the first half of my trip was during rush hour, and it was nowhere near as crowded as trains during rush hour used to be. And then going back around 9 p.m., it was very empty on the train. It was what I would expect to find like 11 p.m. or midnight in the before times. You know, in a way that's good. In a way it definitely worries me because the trains are really suffering with their budgets and things. And I'm concerned that people won't go back to the trains after the pandemic is over. I think we're definitely going to see a huge impact on commercial real estate, people actually going to offices. I think so many more positions are just going to stay remote, basically. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with public transit. I worry. If you lived in Flushing, then did you go to World Maker Faire? And if so, did you ever encounter Chematech at World Maker Faire in Flushing Meadow Park at the Hall of Science? Bayfleet and Nuha. I wonder if you mush those together, Nuha, or you say it clearly separately, Nuha. Or if it's like Nuha. Good question. Question for my British peeps. Have fun, TI Freak. Thank you for joining for the time you did. Hope your stream later is great. If I have the time and I'm done with my own trains by then, I will certainly try to join in for a bit. Be well. Ding. That's the ding we want to hear. That ding means no yellow lights in front of us. We really have been following that other train though. Wow. Let's see. I don't know where I should start stopping. Maybe a quarter of a mile out. There's a third of a mile. 0.3 miles. Throttle down. Put on 1 notch of brakes. I think 2 notches of brakes are in order. These headlights are not the best. I can... So one of the few downsides of my 5-monitor setup that we're referring to is for the monitors that are one over the other, their viewing angles are not amazing. So my top one, when I'm sitting such that my eyes are kind of pretty much level with the border between the sets of monitors, the one on the top looks significantly darker than the one on the bottom unless I sit super straight. But this is a well-lit platform, and that's a pretty good stop. I'm reasonably proud of that. Snowy night to ride the train in Britain. You carpool, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. It's good for the environment, good for the money, it's good for everything. Go down to 1 notch of brakes. Timeliness bonus. Doors are closed. Off we go. Oh, let's not go right to 4 notches. We don't want to spin our wheels. From talking to engineer friends, modern trains don't let you power brake, which is super annoying. That's how you get a nice smooth start. So why the music bot? Why do we need a music bot instead of just, you know, listening to music on our own? I don't get it. Tell me more. Tell me why we need a music bot on Discord. Next stop is West. I want to say Byfleet, but it's probably something wacky like Biffleet. I'm going to say West Biffleet for now. Just because I don't know. That's what's in my brain. Music everywhere. Music as a group. I guess I see the value in listening together. I mean, there's like, you know, the lo-fi music stations on YouTube that everybody streams and you're kind of listening at the same time. So I guess I see the value there. I guess I get it. What do they get though? It looks like it's a free service, so I assume they get something interesting like, you know, interesting statistics from looking at all the messages that everybody sends or something. I'm always skeptical of things that are free. I mean, I'm on Facebook anyway, like everyone else, because I know I'm the product. I've resigned myself to that. I definitely use Facebook a lot less than I used to because of that. But I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of services like this music bot that are too good to be true. Free music. What could be bad about it? Alright, that's a reasonable stop. I don't actually see a 8-car stop, but I'm going to call that good enough. West Biffleet. Welcome, everyone. I'm standing by that pronunciation. Ooh, we've got a friend here. Don't listen to music for about a month. That's interesting. You know, I definitely find that I work better with a constant, you know, music channel like Pandora or something on in the background. But I rarely actually like set it up. It's strange. I do enjoy music in the background, but so rarely do I actually end up listening to music while I work. Maybe I'll think of specific songs and cue them up and listen to them on YouTube or something, but then maybe I'll just keep listening to what comes afterwards, but then I have meetings and I have to pause it and then I don't start again afterwards. I don't know, it's a weird relationship. Hello, UDXS. Long time no see. How's things? What's good? What's really good? Next stop is Woking. I think I'm saying that right. And I think that's our second to last stop. Especially based on the score, we have 863 plus 72 is 9. Oh man, my brain is not working today. 935 plus 72 is too much. Huh. Well, we'll see. We shall see. 2.25 miles to Woking Platform 5. How did I get into Train Simulator? That's a great question, Michael. So, I got into Train Simulator because Alright, so from the beginning, I loved trains as a child. You can go back and watch some of my other streams, and I'm sure I've told the story multiple times of how, from a very young age, I started loving trains from when I was like 2 or 3 years old. Got lots of model trains, you know, rode subways, commuter trains, long-distance trains, Amtrak. Went to Heritage Railway, Strasbourg Railroad, you know, you name it. Loved trains up until like maybe through high school and college. I didn't really have time to devote to trains. You know, I was interested in model trains and I got some additional N-scale trains and stuff, but I really wasn't, you know, there's a lapse. Then in graduate school, while I was working on my PhD, I had occasion to spend a lot more time traveling medium to long distance on Amtrak trains regularly, and doing that traveling really rekindled my love of trains. I started watching some YouTubers that would stream Train Simulator and really enjoy having their train streams on in the background, especially Moleman978. And watching his videos, this was before he did streams actually, just watching his videos, I really enjoyed it vicariously. It was a good background for doing my own work, but it definitely also made me want to play Train Simulator myself. So I started by just playing on my own, just totally on my own. After a while, I started recording my Train Simulator sessions and then posting them up on YouTube. And then after I saw how much more fun it was for streamers when, you have an audience to interact with and it's not just you talking to yourself for an hour and a half, I started streaming as well. And I continue to this day. My schedule does not really leave me much time. I'd like to get into a more regular schedule where every week or even every 2 weeks I'm regularly streaming some trains. But I do enjoy it a great deal. And although I'm very fortunate to volunteer at a museum where I'm able to operate real rail equipment, there's still nothing like operating a real train on real, long distance routes in Train Simulator. I should preface that. Are you a player of Train Simulator, Michael, or just a train enthusiast who also enjoys watching Train Simulator? Not just. There's nothing lesser about watching versus playing. Both are totally reasonable ways to enjoy it, in my opinion. Designing a GPU, that's cool. I'm sure you've seen that YouTuber who made a very, very simple VGA GPU, basically, for, like an old VGA monitor. I was very impressed with that project. And also, I won't ask you where you're applying to because that's a little bit too personal information for public consumption, but what are you going to major in UDXS? I'm going to guess either computer science or electrical engineering or electronics engineering, just based on Chematech, but and the fact that you're designing a GPU. But tell me. Ben Eater, that's the dude. That's the person. Thank you, Pie Man. And Michael, excellent. Respect. All right, we've got some speed limits to navigate here. That feather up to the top there says we're going to the left. So to the left shall we go. 40-mile-an-hour limit. We are under 40. Guildford. Guildford is our next and last stop in 5 2/3 miles. We are still on time. It's definitely time to start accelerating. We're in a 90 zone. Electrical/computer engineering. Very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that, UDXS. I hope you'll keep us posted. If any of us can offer feedback based on our applications or where we went or our experiences, let us know. I know there have been a few applying to college posts on Chematech. One of the ones that stood out in my mind was Mr. Womp Womps. He brought it up again recently, and how he was kind enough to follow up with what actually happened with his college journey and how he's succeeding super well right now. So, use us as a resource if you want. Fixed point 3D with programmable shaders. Very cool. Very, very cool. I hope you will post that project on Chematech if you haven't already, because I want to see what you're doing with it. Like everyone on Chematech. We need more electrical engineers. And I guess non-CSE stuff too. 70 miles an hour. This train seems to be struggling at 70 miles an hour. We're going up a little tiny hill, but I guess the max speed of this train is about 70. Just warning these people, they should stand away from the platform edge. Yes, it is very nice driving and operating at night in Train Simulator. What does Chemitech need, UDXS? Tell me. Hey, going into a trade, totally respect. I very firmly believe that not everybody should go to college, that there's so much more value in going to trade school, doing an apprenticeship, and, you know, just sort of doing things. It's a total waste of money if you really are passionate about, you know, something like a trade, working with your hands, etc., and you go to college, get into a ton of debt, it doesn't really benefit you, and then you go to your, you know, go do that trade anyway, rather than spending that time becoming super good at it. The one thing I like about college is I think it's a very good opportunity to meet people who are not like you, especially, you know, if you didn't have the privilege to grow up in New York City or somewhere like that where, you know lots of people of different backgrounds, different everything. I think it's a great opportunity to expand your horizons a little bit and meet more people and learn about them and, you know, kind of get comfortable with how many different people and viewpoints and everything there are in the world. I think not to veer too far into political territory. I think that's why there's a perception that college turns you more liberal. I think it's more just people getting to know different types of people. But, you know, from an academic point of view, I definitely do not think that it's necessary for everybody to have a college education. I think that's just a waste of money. Because there's so many other cool things you could do. Travel the world. I know one of my friends would say just travel the world, and yeah, actually that's a pretty good substitute. Travel the world for a year and see lots of cool places. I feel like there are few Chemitech history majors. There are probably some. But who is going to prevent us from making the mistakes we've already made in the past, if not history majors? Like past calculator mistakes that have been made. Haha, like locking down calculators. How's that for a political discussion? I'm going to start taking some speed off because we are approaching our last stop, Guildford. I don't know if this train ceases its... Let's assume it does. Folks, we are approaching Guildford. If Guildford is your final destination... Well, sorry, our final stop of Guildford. Guildford is your final destination. You cannot stay on this train. We don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. Please gather up all of your belongings. Please remember to wear your mask. Thank you for respecting your fellow citizens. And thank you for riding Southwestern. We hope to see you again soon. Let's make this a good stop. How annoying would it be to pass the red at the end of the platform on the very last station of a scenario and fail the scenario? That would be painful. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, final stop, Guildford on this Southwestern train. Thank you for riding with us. See you again soon. Can't go wrong with politics and religion on the internet. Those are always great topics to bring up. There is a small cat who has entered my room. The small cat is being tempted by toys thrown by a troublemaker. Scenario completed with 1,000 points. Alright, so even though we got a -1 for that emergency application, we still got a perfect score in the end. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm very pleased, therefore, that we restarted the scenario. Alright, so now the question is, what time is it? It is 2:30 in the real world. do we do another scenario? And if so, what? I think we should, but for now, I'm going to do a quick outro. Thank you, if you're watching this afterwards, for joining me for Train Simulator 2021. Do the YouTube things, you know the things. Hope you will enjoy future train videos, and if you haven't gone back and looked at some of my older videos, there are many on my channel. If you care more about calculators or electronics or other interesting things, feel free to look through my back catalog, and hope to see you in the next video. See ya.